It's all very well having Team City check the health of our builds for us, but it's useful only if the team quickly become aware when a build break happens. Earlier I mentioned electrocution as a means of notifying people of breakages, but now I think it's time to say I was only joking. We don't have the technology to do that just yet, so we have to make do with something more mundane. One very effective way of doing that is to have a large screen placed such that the entire team can see it, displaying a summary of the build status. Here you can see the idea. The entire background is green, indicating a successful build. If the build breaks, the screen goes red. The software that does this is called Piazza, and we're going to install it. Go to Google Code to download it. And then unzip it. It creates a Piazza directory with the Piazza jar in it. Copy that jar into webapps root webinf lib of your TeamCity installation and start or restart the TeamCity server. Remember to also have at least one agent running. Go to localhost 8111 to view the TeamCity web app again and click on our Hello World project. Now there's a link to the Piazza build monitor. Click to see what happens, and we're told there are no builds being monitored by Piazza. We need to enable the status widget of whatever builds we do want to monitor. Okay, back we go. Sounds like there is some TeamCity configuring to be done. Choose the trunk build configuration and edit its settings. The very last checkbox you'll see is Enable Status Widget. Check this and save the changes. Navigate back to the Hello World project and have a look at Piazza now. Look at all that green. When TeamCity finds changes in Subversion and starts a new build, Piazza gives us a live view of the build progress. We can see build 4 is in progress, updating its source, compiling, and finally going green. Unfortunately, build 5 happened so fast we didn't even get to see a progress bar, but you do get to see the end point of a broken build, a big red screen. Piazza is a great way to summarize our build status, and it's really hard to ignore on a build screen. Red means electrocution, green means tea. Speaking of which, let's take a break. Hey, who ate all the chocolate biscuits? All you've left me with is ginger nuts. Man, I hate ginger nuts. Remember this? Let's go back and look at that duplication. The duplication alarm bell started when I added this class path to the compile production target. Let's see if we can extract it out by declaring an independent path element with a meaningful ID. And now let's refer to that path rather than repeat its contents. Leaning on the good habit of taking small steps, let's check if we can still compile, test, and build a clean war. Good, we can. Now let's use our production compile path in the other place it's required, when running the unit tests. And again check that we can build. And we can. We'll apply the same trick to the test compile path. Extract out the path and make it standalone. Give it an ID and refer to it. One more check to make sure we've not broken anything. We're still good. The unit tests target uses this path too, so we'd better go down there and clean it up. That makes more sense to read, doesn't it? The unit test run uses the production compile path, the test compile path, and the directory containing the test classes themselves. One final check to make sure it all works. It does. This is better than it was. Some would argue that more can be done, but personally I'm happy, so I'll cross the task off as done and go out and get some proper biscuits. There's no way I'm eating those ginger nuts. While I'm away, you can listen to a summary of what we've done, then treat yourself in whatever way you feel is appropriate. We saw that when working with a team, when people make breaking check-ins, as they will, we all do, the effect can ripple through the team. It can be hard to debug, it's annoying, and it slows you down. Continuous integration addresses this problem by being an automated team member solely responsible for checking the status of the build. There are many build server options available, but we chose TeamCity Professional. This is very much a personal choice. I really like TeamCity, but it's the doing of continuous integration that's important, not the particular software behind it. If you choose Hudson or Cruise Control or whatever, then that's perfectly fine. It's critical that the team gets notified early and in a manner that's hard to ignore when a build break happens. Again, many ways to go about this, and you can choose your particular mix, but a highly visible build status screen like we put together with Piazza is very effective. Knowing that my back is covered by my build server relaxes me. It lessens the potential for drama and nasty surprises in my day-to-day process, allowing me to focus on writing the best software I can write. Having it in place tips the balance just that little bit more in favour of me having a successful project. So I would say that continuous integration, like source code control, is not an option if you want your project to succeed. And as you've just learned, it's not that hard to put in place. Indirectly, we saw some habits that are good to cultivate. Writing things down on index cards, coming back to clean things up, taking small steps, etc. These are just some things to consider and ponder on, and allow them to seep into your own working practice if you see fit. Next time, we're going to make our software a little more complex than a JSP that says hello. We're going to start evolving a system that enables us to do stock quoting using a web service. It'll be a great way to talk about integration testing. I'm sure you can't wait. One final thing though. My friend Doug complained that my screencasts are too boring. So Doug, this one's for you. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.